Somehow, we have too much work here for a week without moving. Therefore, there was no time to deal with all this business. But today, we are going to create dirt. Today is going to be a very, very difficult day. In terms of interaction with the third party. So, come on. Let's start with 2 turns. What are you? In general, not bad, not bad. That's it. These are oil removing caps, I think. I don't think so, I'm sure of it. All right. We are warming up, we are going. And that's the dirt. The USDT bulkhead. I decided to do it anyway. We see 2 unoriginal tubes here, which barely unscrewed, stuck so that we had to try. In general, I filled everything conditionally with a repair kit. Also repair kits of calipers, because we will also get there today. And these new pads were bought specifically for this. What do we see here? Here we see dirty slush again. Apparently, somewhere after all, the air really sucks in the USDT. Maybe not in the USDT. In any case, we sort it out. We also sort out the calipers. Some kind of Soviet jack was found, I suppose. We will work with this. The most important thing is the USDT. And get to the calipers. We go from complex to complex. Before the cold weather comes, we need to do this. After all, he eats antifreeze, because the antifreeze sensor started blinking, he goes somewhere. Perhaps due to the fact that the system is not that pumped. And the butter. With this, I do not know what to decide. It is very necessary to do today what I said above. So, the first stage is draining the brake fluid. Evaluate what color it is. But it's not all that simple. Look at the contents of the grid so-called. It's tin. In general, we have a syringe, a salt extension, and a bottle. We drain all the liquid from there, remove it, clean it. Well, of course, yes. I just don't get it. Brake fluid. She's not there. It's just dirt. And, by the way, some shiny shavings there. As if the piston of the USDT did not come to an end. Not to the piston, but where the piston goes. The cavity. Now let's see what will merge. I finally managed to remove the USDT. There's an absolute mess there. I had to tinker with the nut on the stud. It's just something with something delivered in general. What merged with the brakes? In the previous series, we saw about the same thing, and saw that I poured a clean brake there. Calm down. Well, it's already a classic option for this trade wind. The devil knows what's in the tank. Let's try to wash it somehow. I'm not sure what will happen. And climb into the USDT. The only problem in the USDT is the locking ring. It has no ears. I don't understand how to pull it out yet. We'll have to pick something up, somehow pick it all out. The USDT has never been removed, never moved. The new repair kit has a locking ring with lugs. I don't even want to imagine what's inside the piston. The so-called? Well, since I'm here, we'll sort it out. What can I say? Managed to get to the contents of the piston. There is rust. Over there inside in the distance. Is it visible? Is it not visible? It's kind of not critical, but it can create problems later. And dirty, of course dirty. We will clean, wash, sort. There's dirt here too, as we can see. Not everything is going so well. This piston does not unscrew. There's some kind of super-duper key, and there's no way to make it under a minus screwdriver. And if you do, then it does not unscrew in any way at all. It does not unscrew in short, tightly. Well, let's sort it all out quickly. Of course, I don't know the slurry there. It's probably not visible. But this? I do not know what was poured in there, yes. Before I got in here, but it looks like stupid dirt. Rust is killing me. And there's nothing to do with it. He already has the output. It needs to be changed, but I don't really want to do that. In short, it looks like more. We sort it all out quickly, because time goes by, and the caliper has not been sorted out. Perhaps we will not change this cuff. I've already bent a little bit here. I'm going to straighten this whole thing out now. He wants it to come off, but if it doesn't, then to hell with it. We do. To unscrew the bolt, we had to use vandal technology. With the help of a grinder, we solved all this. And to remove the locking ring, I had to drill a hole. That's it. One cuff on the top cover does not fit. It's a different size. On this, of course, you will have to put the old one. I think we'll clean it. But it didn't seem to leak, so it's normal. In general, a variety of tools. It is not possible to clean up the GTC until the end, but I will try, of course. Then this sink bothers me the most inside. Can't you see it? Probably visible. It really pisses me off. Well, the production is natural. Smoke. Little cat smoke. Do you want to help me? So, this is our GTC. I washed, cleaned, and changed almost everything, except for the inner oil seal and the oil seal on this one, behind this thing. The internal oil seal was simply not reported, and this one is simply not the one. We are waiting for a fun event called reverse assembly. Today is our second day of picking with the trade wind. The clutch is pumped. Somehow, plus or minus, we'll finish it later, if anything. But I decided to quickly pump the front brake circuit yesterday at least. And I came to the conclusion that everything was rotten there. It's rotten and stuck, so now we're going to throw off the rear calipers. Let's try to fix it while we have the weather, time, all this is good. Rear calipers and move on to the front calipers. We have a burner, a gas wrench and other tools. This is a Soviet jack. I decided to run a little oil. In short, we throw off the wheels and pick around. I didn't want to do it, but it was the last thing that needed to be done. This. Naturally, nothing is unscrewed here. Everything has been rusty for a long time. In general, we will warm and cool. But one problem is the tank here. I do not know how to heat this fitting next to the tank. In general, in a good way, you need to completely remove the caliper from that. So let's try to warm it up here first, unscrew it. And the highway is on the way. Yes, this highway is not native, which means that there is a churmit of our production, which means that everything is so hot here. That it's fucking possible. Because that's where I unscrewed. I got tired of unscrewing these tubes of our production. We are trying to throw off the caliper. The main thing is not to break the fitting, because it will. I don't even want to imagine what it will be. In general, how can the tank be protected with some kind of metal? Maybe there is metal somewhere. Lying down. What? Let's go warm up. At least this pipe here. Throw off the caliper and so on. In short, it's a pain. The fitting is unscrewed through heating and so on. Here the tube does not unscrew, because it is already of our production, and everything is bad here. Don't touch it. I couldn't pump the brakes, because the tube stupidly burst right there at the top. And everything went through her. I've been heating this fucking fitting here for 2 hours. He unscrewed. Now you need to unscrew the tube. Bullshit. It costs some money there, whatever. But will she get out of it here? This is still the original. It's also a German original. Ass in short, with these brakes. Jacks, keys. The Soviet jack decided to die. It just poured oil off him. In general, we have fun. But I would have to climb there, because if I went somewhere. If I went somewhere and the pipe went off, there would be trouble. Well, aimed at success, so to speak. The cat. The cat? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Did you like the phone? Samsung. The best phones on the whole planet. Yes. Let's go eat. In general, it turned out that nothing happened. The wheelbarrow remains in the village. I'm going with spare parts. I'll be back in a few days with fittings, tubes. In general, I would like to say that some tips from the internet help to sort out the fittings and tubes. We warm and serve, we still knock periodically, and that's how it all unscrews. I certainly did not expect this. Although, on the other hand, what could be expected again, if no one ever climbed there, the braking system. There, the rear calipers are just rotten, along with pistons, with handbrakes. Well, you've already seen some moments. I will try to fix all this somehow, so that it slows down at least with the front contour for an excellent student. And let the rear one be for a C. Immediately flies in with a box. Here we have the goods ordered. Came, by the way, very quickly for resale. There's a new niche here. Let's try, why not? I remind you that there is not only a single car content here, there are still some topics for conversation. Therefore, we subscribe, like and so on. I wanted to go shopping today. The box, by the way, is not easy at all, and this is the other end of the city conditionally. But, well, there was a delivery there. But the facade, I remind you, is stuck in our village, waiting for spare parts. Now let's go for antifreeze and brake fluid. This will be the 5th jar, probably on the bill, because in the village, I bought another jar of 910 grams again. And everything again went somewhere in an unknown direction. I remind you that I was let down by the tube of the front right wheel. She's booked. Not the original, of course. The original costs just some inadequate money. Even a Boschny original costs inadequate money. It's made of iron, it's going to rot anyway. Anyway, everything is in poor condition, so a copper tube of 1.5 meters was ordered, but more on that later. One part of the spare parts comes today. The second one will come like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I don't know how it will turn out. We're going to the village right away. Antifreeze ordered, brake fluid received. The weather here is pure monsoon. It's warm and it's raining. But tomorrow, in any case, we are going to the village because we need to help out the village from there. Spare parts have arrived. This is our bracket, which had to be sawed, due to the fact that there was nothing unscrewed by the Bulgarian. Generally a cheap hose. For fittings, we will change the fittings everywhere, which at least somehow once unscrewed. And a pipe, tube type 1.5 meters on the right wheel. Everything is copper. But it seems to me that the tube is too small. I don't know why it seems to me, but everywhere gardeners indicate exactly these sizes. In general, the weather will be the same tomorrow. In any case, you need to go to repair the Passat, which we will do. I don't know what day it is. I've already lost my way, so there's no point in talking about it. I'm talking today. Today, we came back to visit and repair the B3rd. Attacked, of course. Their Krat shit himself. And I don't remember which door I opened or closed. It's open. Well, let's pick all the wheels today. I don't have much choice. And we need to do it today. The weather is so-so. It needs to be inserted into the tube now. I hope it's not short after all. I would like to try pumping the front contour. Does the GTC work? Question. Well, we change clothes and plow because time is running out. It's getting dark fast, it's cold, and it's going to rain now. Hey cat, who is this? Who is this? That's funny. So, well, that's it. Everything is almost ready. The tube is 1.5 meters long, as I said, fitting. Bracket. Damn, the block, which is called. It will be a brace. Well, and the hose, as a matter of fact. Some kind of brake, some kind of antifreeze. Antifreeze, just in case of fire, because he's starting to thump something there. What do we have here? By the way, I didn't open the door, did I? Don't decompose here. Oh, minus the wheel. Well, as it were. What? Plus, you can change it in principle, but what about the GTC? The main thing is that it works adequately. Is there no brake there? She's gone somewhere, right? I went out for a walk. Yes, the retard went out for a walk, most likely through. She's completely gone. Through the front contour, I hope. Which broke off. Everything, in short, we will watch. In 2 jacks and so on. She didn't leave here, right? Everything there is so raw in this retard that it is unclear where. Okay, let's figure it out. Very beautiful, look. The front brakes are more or less there. The tube is new, the hose is new. On the contrary, the hose is new, the tube is new, the fitting is new, Escoba is doing everything there. There are some brakes here. The back contour. He does not swing at all turns out to be with us. I thought because of the fact that there are new tubes on the back contour. Here's like one, there's a second one even further away somewhere. And the fact that we have a back contour with replaced tubes with non-original ones. I thought everything was going to be pumped now and there are no problems. But there is a problem, and it is big, and it is called a sorcerer. You can't see it from here. We need that wheel. Is it leaking or something? I don't know. We will watch. We need to tighten the wheel somehow. And watch what happens to the sorcerer. But I suspect that everything is very bad. And what is this? And no one, of course, put a deception on him. Not a trick, a detour. Ass, there are no rear brakes. It's sad. Well, we have what we have. I'll help you under the hood now. Dirty sludge in the system, everything is fine. I'll pick up under the hood, I'll throw everything on and I'll already count, swing. If there is a front contour, everything is fine. And again, the clutch needs to be pumped, because, accordingly, it gave out all the brake fluid through the front circuit, which I did not turn off. And we don't have a clutch either. Bullshit, the main thing. Well, it turns out we will have front brakes. A sluggish sorcerer. Maybe he's splitting up. Now I'm going to try to flip that wheel after all. Maybe it is diverging, it will develop. But I didn't pour the brakes here through a syringe. I've even broken the syringe. It still does not go and does not go from the back contour. So he's finished. It needs to be sorted out, but I'm not going to do that. Well, whatever. The front brakes are there, okay. The rear ones were also some kind, but they are so sluggish. That Nenki believed that there was not. Next, we pick further. In principle, the work is done. The rest of the difficulty is in that wheel. Well, and in the rear, respectively, the fitting. I do not know how to twist it. It will have to be knocked out. Again to warm, knock out. Old cars, beeline. Well, okay, it just wasn't looked after. I don't know why. There is nothing at all. The sorcerer seems to be fine because the rear wheel is pumped. All without any problems at all. But I ran into one more. An even nicer thing, look at this. The tube of the left front wheel now slammed. Just the last original tube, which I did not put on at all. Now I'm going to try to drown it out with something and pump everything. Everything that is. The GTS works kind of like that. With the vacuum cleaner, some kind of trouble is possible due to the fact that we just have a problem with the wheel. In short, I'm already exhausted. It's a wonderful car, but 30 years ago it was. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know anything at all. It's like 10 here, but I don't have any such bolts. We'll have to look for something. But this, of course, is a setup. Thank you. The rear wheel is pumping, but since we have a leaky tube, I don't even know. Brakes that is. Come on, if you remove our assistant. Oh, everything works. Great. I mean, it doesn't work perfectly. Well, at least something works. And then I do not know how to pump the wheel. There's either dirt or something in the tube somewhere along the way. And it's sad. In any case, I'm not going to do anything here. I'll unscrew the front wheel, the fitting, and go order a tube. Yes, that's it. I have nothing else to do, as if. I won. This was the last wheel. Changed the fitting, knocked out the tube. Warmed again, knocked, warmed, knocked. And this is a victory. All this is the last wheel. And that's what I thought. I'm going to order a new GTC, because this one barely shakes along the way. Probably because of rust, or because I may have received the wrong RAM kit. It will be cheaper to change. It costs like $1.5 grand there, maybe more. Chinese is of course the cheapest. So we order a tube. Fortunately, at least this time, it didn't seem to be damaged. Everything seems to be fine. You will have to order less spare parts this time. But I think I'm going to order the GTC anyway, because I've read through the 50-50 pages of the old ones. People are coming out. Apparently I failed. Here. We're ordering. That's it for today. It's sad, of course, I had to leave, but they are such old cars, yes.